Hello guys, welcome to day 259 from 400 Days of Learning Programming Challenge. Yesterday I tried to create a animation for a icon of a website. So I tried something but it didn't work. I received a comment from you guys and there was a hint about how to do this. Let's read this comment and see if we can fix this problem. Let me show you my codes first. So this is a div tag that I created, which is included a image tag, and if I run this, it's an icon. And there's a style here I found from a website, but it didn't work. I don't know why, so I'm going to figure out. Here is the comment. What you want to do is actually not an animation. You want the icon to look bigger when you have your mouse over it, and then you want the transition between the two sides to be smooth and therefore look like an animation. Let me show you what it means. Bootstrap, there is a icon in Bootstrap main page. Here it is. When I hover to the icon, it will get the icon bigger. So the HTML is one thing that I didn't included here is linking the CSS page to my index.html. This is one of my problem as well. But before reading that comment, let me do this for now. And I forgot to create the boilerplate of the website. Jesus. Okay, the boilerplate and the link to style at CSS, and let's save it and check it now to see if it works. It didn't work. Let me see if the page has been linked to each other. So I'm commenting this for now. And say background color, body, background color is red. Okay, the page has been linked, so I'm going to remove this, bring back all of these. Okay. So the image source is in the HTML. Okay, I did this already, I think. Or I removed the image source accidentally. Okay. This is the image, and it have a class, and the transition is 250 milliseconds. Okay, it works. Thank you. Killer blocks. But let me figure out what's going on here. I have to figure out what is these two doing. Transition CSS property is a shorthand property for transition property, blah blah. Transition enable you to define a transition between two states of an element. Different states may be defined using pseudo classes like hover or active, or dynamically set using JavaScript. The CSS pseudo class is a keyword added to a selector that specifies a special state of the selected element. Special states. For example, the pseudo class hover can be used to select a button when a user's pointer hovers over the button, and this select button can then be styled. So this is called pseudo class. Okay. What is active do? The active CSS pseudo class represents an element such as button that is being activated by the user. When using a mouse, activation typically starts when the user presses down the primary mouse button. Activated through their associated label. Other common targets of this pseudo class includes elements that are contained in an activated elements and form elements that are being activated through their associated label. Styles defined by the active pseudo class will be overridden by any subsequent link-related pseudo class. Link over. To style links appropriately, put the active rule after all other link-related rules as defined by LVHA order link visited our active. When visited, so if the user hover on this link, it create yellow. If activated, make it red. unvisited, explode, visited, purple. Okay, so this is pseudo class. It's very useful. Came back here. Define transition between two states of an element. Different states may be defined using okay. The properties shorthand for the following CSS properties: transition behavior, delay, duration property, transition timing function, CSS, transition margin to the right 4 seconds. What will we have used? We say transition 250 seconds and transform scale. Transform CSS property lets you rotate, scale, skew, or translate an element. It modifies the coordinate space of the CSS visual formatting model. So transform matrix 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, translate, scale, rotate. How can I test this? The matrix transform, translate. It will go in somewhere else. Transform scale. Skew. Scale and translate. So we did use the transform scale and scale it from 1 to 2. What is 2 and what is 0.5? The scale CSS property allows you to specify scale transformation individually and independently of transform. This maps better to typically usage and saves having to remember the exact order of transform functions to specify in the transform value. Scale none. So it's like a cubic. If I say scale 1.5, upside down, scale down, keyboard value, single values. Values are more than one. Make the element grow. Values of less than 1 to number or percentage value that specifies the x and y axis scaling values respectively of a 2D scale equivalent to a scale. So the first number is x, the second one is y. So if I say, of course this is one number, it is scaled to 1.2. If I say 3, it makes it a lot of big. And if I say it's this, let's change the size of this anime with like 50 pixel and height 50 pixel. If you look at this icon, when I hover on it, it gets bigger, right? But if you see my icon here, it gets little, it shrink. So how can I do to opposite this? Of less than 1 or 100% make the element shrink. So let's make it 51%. Okay, it is still shrink, but if I say 100%, let's make this bigger, like 100. Maybe say 2. Okay, so if it's number 1 or less than that, it will shrink, and if it's 2, number 1 more than 1, it will change that to zoom in the icon. Okay, we learned the lesson. I have to use transition, so it will transition between two states and transform. Okay guys, thank you guys for watching. See you tomorrow.